Hello ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, this is Eletro and I'm gonna do a what is on Hawken. And yeah, this is quite a fun multiplayer title. That's all my profile. Those are classes that you can pick in the mech shop. I'm going through this a bit too fast. Breakneck speed. This is the garage where you can customize your mech, customize the name of the mech, see the weapon loadout of the mech, abilities that you could buy, the tech tree, or what level is going to unlock next. Then these are the three tech trees: damage, maneuverability, and defense. Not necessarily in that order. And then this is just for vanity's sake, and uses red currency, which is money, real money currency, and the blue currency is the time currency. So all aesthetic parts for your mech are money based. So yeah, if you're a vanity whoring horde. So yeah, that's all good, dandy, very good. XP and whatnot. I just went through that too fast. And the options are quite minimal, except they've got field of view, which is really good for people who suffer from motion sickness. I can play a game at 60 via field of view and I won't feel sick. I don't know, I just play too much, I guess. But some just can't stand that narrow-ish kind of view. And I would just like to point out, while I have a pause here, is that if you can guess... Oh no, I'm cheating. Yeah, key bindings. The options for graphics is really dismal. It's just, there's nothing. It's just two settings and that's it. It's all presets as well, so it's just like, I guess they're trying to do it for competitive purposes, but now we're going to try and get into a game here of Siege. Yeah, trying to find a match. Ooh, connecting. Got one. Essentially, the backstory of Hawken. This is Siege mode, which is collect energy, take it back to the base. Then once your base is full, it will send a battleship to the enemy base, and you have to defend the AA and the piece in the middle. Defend that until your battleship crashes into their base, and it's a round of 3. So it's the 3 strike system. So yeah, if you get your battleships into their base, you win. This is a nice little boot up sequence. Just a bit confused, and now I'm just going to demonstrate the movement keys. So if you hold shift, you can strafe left and right, or right and left, and but you would say then, well, when I press the back one, what happens? You just flip around in a 180, whereas if you go press forward and shift, you do a boost, you do a sprint, but takes away the ability to fire your weapons. So it's kind of balanced in that respect. And now we're going here, collecting energy. This guy went onto the energy point first, and this is key. I let him take all the energy because it's faster. He gets full faster, and he then can take it back to the base. And that's kind of crucial. I've seen time and again on this damn game where 3 or 4 people sit on the damn node, and it just takes longer overall. You know, this mode is team-based and objective-based, so you're really trying to protect the ones that are getting the resource, and if you're not gathering the resource and the other guys gathering the resource, just concentrate on that, you know. There's no point in dying to I'm taking a lot of fire and I panic here, yeah, and die. I'm kind of a newbie at this game still. Well, when I was playing this, and I was getting to grips with it. I don't necessarily like the cooldown, however, on getting back into the action. 10 seconds? I'd rather be stuck in an Ono's stomach. Actually, it feels like an Ono's stomach. It's kind of mocking you. It's like, here's your mech, it's all ready to go, but you can't launch yet, the button's grayed out. But anyway, so I'm coming up here, and this is a prime example of kind of an idiotic team. Well, I go into the field and then out, because I go, well, what are you two doing? It's just kind of, yeah, just trying to protect them now, since they're both gathering. It's pointless. But helping my friend here. And this is the assault mech that I have. I have an assault rifle on one arm, on the left, and I've got a tow rocket launcher on the right. And the unique aspect with the tow rocket launcher is that I can detonate it at the rocket any point in its flight. So you can indirectly damage a target around the corner, which is kind of cool. But you have to be kind of accurate with it, not fire it off and hope it hits, because it may not. And when I first started playing this, I didn't know you could repair in battle. And I was always thinking, how can I have this other guy who I'm facing and he goes behind cover and then he comes back out with more health? And it was just kind of boggled me, so I checked the key bindings and yes, there was a repair function. So yeah, I've been doing that ever since. And that's the C key. I've seen plenty of people not going behind cover when it's when you get a lull in combat and repairing. It's essential to repair when there's a lull in combat. Just don't sit there at half health going, where's the enemy? Where's the enemy? Just be glad there's no enemy around. You know, and just repair. You actually help the team by doing that. It's like here, I'm a bit damaged, I'm not seeing any enemies, and what do? Not repairing as such at the moment, because I feel confident. I'm just taking a very cautionary stance. I see someone on the radar at the back. I'm just standing in this position just in case he comes around the back. And this is essentially where we're protecting our battleship going to their base. And it just, the game visually looks stunning, but there's a lot to be said to the gameplay aspect. That ominous shadow going across the building there, that's the battleship, and I unfortunately don't look up at all to look at it, because it's not my main concern. It wasn't on my mind at the time. So since we're just fannying around here, I'll just say what the main lore, the story behind the game. It's a mech-based first-person shooter that takes place in a dystopian, human-colonized planet industrialized to the point of collapse, in which the hunt for resources becomes a battle for survival. And of course you get the standard 4 game modes, which were planned for release, and pretty solid. But the 2 that are standard are team deathmatch and deathmatch, and it's kind of standard. To be honest, this is why I'm doing this. What is of this game with Siege and what was it? The other one I can't remember. I can't remember. I'll come to it when it gets to the part. But yeah, this is essentially the siege game mode, and it's really fun. It's objective based, and this game would do a lot better if it had a lot more objective based game modes. Because I don't really like multiplayer games coming out and they're just going to be pure deathmatch or team deathmatch. There's no variety. You know, you might as well. It's going to be any other multiplayer first-person shooter out there. You need something that's going to be different and stand out, and this game mode definitely makes it stand out. It definitely makes you communicate with your team more. There is voice over IP in the game, so it's kind of essential. I'm just playing the example here of being an absolute numpty and slowing down the recharge rate, the energy collection rate. As you can see on the left side of your screen, is taking forever. So I just decide to go F it and dump it at base. And this will show you what you're meant to do if you're a collector of the team. Quickly, go back to base. We gotta go back to base. We gotta take a shit. No, we gotta do this. Yep. Oh yeah. What the fuck's coming out of me? Anyway, the game's great, but I do have my reservations about it. It's trying to be. Many of its aspects are trying to be e-sporty instead of just being fun. But it could be a good thing, or it could be a necessary. It's just trying to take itself seriously, and it may be taking itself a little bit too seriously. But there are some. Each of the mechs are actually quite powerful if you use them correctly, and they each have their own play style. And if you have that preference to that play style, then you can do really well in that mech. The assault is just your basic grunt that you get off the bat, and I'm playing as the basic grunt off the bat. And I just went, I just want to cover my mates. I want to go up on top of this this rock, and there was that blue hollow barrier that said no, you can't. And I was just like, that broke my immersion of the map. I wanted to go anywhere in the map and just look over and just shoot, but no, devs called invisible barriers up. Well, visible barriers instead of invisible walls. And I'm just getting sniped by a sharp shooter with sabot rounds. Not a smart thing to do. I kind of just realised later on that he has a bead on me and I can't even see him. So I just backed off, repair, and just now I'm gonna go back. But instead of just standing there like a numpty, I'm just gonna, stand there like a numpty. Go down, jump down, you stupid Eletro ball. There we go. Using the building as cover. This part of the map, this central piece, is a bit unbalanced because the circle is off-center. So it's a lot easier for the side I'm playing on to hold this position, because I can just stand here in cover and hold it, whereas the enemy team have to actually get into the building to actually hold it, to actually put people on the building. They don't have any cover. The building doesn't cover them, or the circle isn't big enough, I should say. Which is kind of a problem. I'm just doing the demonstration of blowing the tow rocket in midair, just around the corner. Didn't get hit, however, so he must have moved away. Pairing up, and that's this klaxon to signify the enemy team that our battleship is going to hit their base imminently, and they should be capturing the AA, but they're not, because when this happens in a team, when one side starts to dominate, especially in this objective gameplay, there's a lot of rage quitters, to say the least. I've always played these games, these objective-based games, or game modes, and you get a hellishly a lot of I don't even know if that's a word, but hell a lot rage quitters. It kind of destroys the point of objective-based and team play gameplay. But yeah, each to their own. You know, those people who rage shouldn't necessarily just stick to I'd say deathmatch and team deathmatch if they're gonna be that rage worthy of it. But yeah, by the looks of, you know, the graphics are solid. It's just wicked. But this brings me to the point of graphics options as well, because this game could look even better. What the hell went on there? Never mind. The game could look even better and run even smoother if I had more options to adjust my graphics. So it looks good and it runs well, but now I've got all this grainy effect filters. Actually, I wouldn't mind the grain effect filter if it was actually a part of my windshield. So it was an effect of my windshield rather than effect of the overall rendering of the game. And also the UI inside the ship doesn't correspond at all to the model of mech you're driving in. So you get this same standard, for all I know, cockpit layout, view, whatever you want to call it. Kind of copped a few. I'm always amazed that I pop off shots all the time and don't do hardly any damage, and when they're shooting at me, it's just like boom, health gone. It's just like I'm left wondering why I'm taking so much damage. Don't know. It's kind of worrying. Going, well, what am I gonna do? What am I doing wrong? And then sometimes it's just absolutely awesome and I just don't take any damage at all. It's just... Got the kill. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why my name's Recruit 96 is because the game assigns that username randomly when you haven't set your own username, and at this beta test they disabled players customizing their username, so I wasn't able to put my own username, which I was sad, but I like Recruit 96 better. Keeps me more anonymous. Just chasing this guy off, thinking it's a bad idea to do that. Do the 180 and do the 180 transition into repair. And I know he's probably taking resources at that point, and it's just what do you do? The more important thing is that he's taking resources at that point, but when the battleship is in play, those resource towers don't work anymore. They don't harvest any more energy. They stop. So it kind of forces everyone into the center to try and take control of this AA. So I cheekily come in here and go, ooh, there's a turret. I'll just shoot at it for a while. I'll save my toe. And there he is, low health, comes around the corner, boom! Just dies. And I think he left there because his energy just disappeared. I think he just rage quit at that point. Because his energy should have stuck around, but it just disappeared automatically. And if I'm right in my coding, that happens, and that assigned energy, that said player and that said assigned energy to that player disappears. And you're 2-1! yeah, the energy disappears because it's bound to that person who then just left, so it gets despawned as well. So yeah, it's a good case of him rage quitting. And that's a wrap, really. All the nice statistics that you get, all experience points and whatnot that you get off it. And level 1. But at the moment, at this beta, this second test, it didn't save properly a lot of the time. I would get level 1 all the time, half the time, and then maybe level 2. It wasn't synchronizing with the master server properly, the other servers. So yeah, it was rubber banding back and forth. I was getting upgrades and then those upgrades disappearing. It's getting very frustrating, but that would probably be pretty much fixed by the time this releases. And this was meant to be changing to the other map because I wanted to make sure that my stats get saved, but instead the server decided to crash. So I just left with this black screen and nothing. Yeah, this game has its fair few bugs, but yeah, they'll get fixed. You know, there's simple networking issues and whatnot. And the other one is Missile Assault. This is essentially your capture the flag. Not capture the flag, it's capture and hold. You have 3 points which are missile silos and you have to capture them. And it's essentially a war of attrition, as you can see there. There's 3 silos. If you capture the majority of them all through the match, you'll win eventually. But it's basically focused around those 3 points. And managed to get into a good, sizable team. And if you haven't noticed, this is actually the Unreal 3 engine, so it is actually quite surprising for a graphics card at medium to high range, such as a 560 GTX, to actually suffer this much frame rate and frame lag, even at high settings on Unreal games. But this game is particularly complex, and I guess it's just not optimized at the moment, 100%. So yeah, this is me just capturing Silo 2, just being a boss. And there you go. There's the missile going off, and you got that's 1,750 tickets. Well, health at the base, and that's all that happens. It's literally capture and hold these places, try not to die, use your teammates and meat shield sometimes be a meat shield yourself, don't always be, and that was that was lucky. Hello, free kill. He could still get me. Played his cards right, but he didn't. He decided to strafe into me rather than strafe away. I was trying to take this point, but nah, denied. There's a missile launch. It's a weird way of reloading a missile. And it's just, sometimes there's a lull in the combat. I'm just looking at my radar continually, seeing if there's anyone around. But it's essentially go to where the most pressure is being pushed on and go there, sort it out, and then you know the other points are going to be taken, so it's just back and forth, back and forth. Just be where you needed to be rather than where you think you should be. And this is the prime example. My gun's overheating because there's unlimited ammo in this game. My mech does have a special ability. Ah shit! That was a stupid thing to do. I hate that that mech he was using. It's a very I don't know what, I haven't tried it myself, so I don't know much about that mech, but it's very almost designed around being a sneaky bastard. And it all seems to be the case with all all these smaller mechs that they're really fast, really agile, and actually quite tough. They're really quite tough to kill because they're so small. Their hitboxes are just stupidly small. Me and the teammate get prepared, all this stuff, and hopefully this game will end. Ooh, he's throwing grenades at me, or if that's his main weapon, is grenade launcher. But got him. But most likely, I've got grenades, but I'm not using them because I'm just haven't found a good use for grenades. Because in most first-person shooters, a grenade is just chuck it and hope it hits something. Yeah, a sort of weapon. So it's just really kind of meh. Grenade. I don't know what these white things are on the ground. So I just decided to go up to it. I didn't really do anything. I don't really notice that it did anything. I don't know what they do. I tried to find out what they do, but I couldn't find it. And you can see we're winning because the other team's rage quitting because it's just a problem with these smaller objective-based games where the player size is really small. It's good for competitive gameplay, but the problem is that the average casual just goes into one of these objective-based gameplay modes and just gets absolutely ass-handed to them because they just don't know how to play or play the objective, and their team is just losing, and they just go, I have to carry the team. There's just that feeling, and they just lose and just and I'm just rambling really because I've got nothing much really to say about this. It's solid as a shooter. The rifle, the assault rifle, and all the rifles are all hit scan based, so there's no real trajectory calculation into bullets, but rockets, of course, they're projectiles, so yes, they're trajectory based, and I'm just going to get my ass handed right here. But a friend saves the day, goes in, but he's got his ass handed to him because he just rushed into them. Saved me, but killed himself. And this is where you just try and confuse. If he's focusing on one, he ain't focusing on you, so just go after him. And he's just trying to run away. He's being really good actually. He was dodging, he's doing all the right moves. Let me just repair. It does get laggy on this map for some reason. But then again, optimizations, blah blah blah. And also it's using ambient occlusion, which kills. I'm surprised that they don't have that as a separate option as ambient occlusion. They have that in the overall graphics settings, and as soon as I set my graphics, there's 3 graphic quality settings. No, 4. Sorry. Low, medium, high, and ultra. And high has ambient occlusion. So any card like in the 500 series of Nvidia cards, or equivalent of ATI, I don't know the version number, but yeah, it's just gonna kill your card if you have high, it set to high. I think they should really remove ambient occlusion from high and only stick that to ultra, so that the majority of the cards can then play good quality graphics at high, rather than, because it kills a lot of 500 series cards. It's too much processing. It's only any good for the latest cards. The latest cards can only that's a hologram that he left. Fooled me for a second. But as you can see, schools are getting closer and closer to, I don't know what this guy's doing. I know he's a sharpshooter, but if he's attacking a point with no one else going onto it, then it's kind of pointless. Because I can just hide behind here and just repair. And this is where you kind of need to be playing team play and go over the comm. Guy's repairing behind S2. And that guy just goes right behind and just whammers, hits me, and kills me. But you noticed he put a hologram out there, and it's not doing anything because I can actually see him, really, the real him. It's not fooling me at all because my interface is targeting him. And I don't know if I'm going to get my ass handed to me. Nah, I made it out. Basically, someone suicided. How can you suicide? This game looks good, plays well, but it has its quirks. I couldn't give you the whoa shit. As an example of good team play. Got me. And I'm stuck in the Ono's stomach again. Referring to S1 there. And I would also like to know that the song that I played at the beginning of this video, a little bit of a background music, was from a game which was made in 98. And if anyone guesses the name of that game, what that song is from, you can either have a copy of Natural Selection 2 or a copy of Dota 2. Either or. So yeah, a little bit of a guess what this is. See if anyone knows. Kind of like first come first serve, just statistics again, and I really hope that they improve it, because it does look interesting, since it seems to be based on the free-to-play model with currency earned over time and currency earned with money, those two systems in place. But yeah, I hope you found this informative somewhat. I hope to see you next time.